Welcome to another episode of Life and Whiskey. As always, I am Jordan, and this is going to be our last whiskey for this video shoot here. This is December 21st, 2025. Happy solstice, everybody. This is whiskey number 5 for the evening, and doing this on an empty stomach, so that's probably all she's going to write for today. We got 5 more whiskeys that we will be doing at a in the next batch of videos, but this is enough for today. We're gonna finish here on a cask strength. So Bunnahabhain, a distillery that holds a sweet place in the hearts of myself and my wife. And the reason why is because our dog's name is Bunnahabhain. We call her Boone for short. English pointer from my hunting partner. Thank you very much. She's an outstanding dog. She's only 2.5 years old, and she is an absolute rock star. In fact, right now she is upstairs resting her self because we went hunting on Friday, and as is customary for her, she runs the pads off of her paws um, almost every time we go hunting, and then it takes a week and a half for that to heal up enough that we can go hunt again. And even with booties on, we just have problems, right? So I can throw booties on her, and then her dew claw will rub and cause problems, and she'll get sores there. Either that, or we run without booties, and she'll tear herself up. It doesn't matter. Whatever I do, she rips herself to shreds. Barbed wire fences, she has to wear a vest, all kinds of stuff. But her name's Bunnahabhain, named after this distillery. Um, and this is their classic 12-year, but it is cask strength, ringing in at 60.1% ABV, so 120.2 proof. And my wife and I picked this up. This says the 2023 Cask Strength Edition. We picked this up on our anniversary. We every year, my wife and I try and do something for our anniversary. Now, our anniversary sits solely smack dab in the middle of archery elk season here in Wyoming, and so um, since we got married, I have managed to make it home and be home for our anniversary every year. But when we got married, the reason we got married on that date was because it was the same day that my wife's grandparents got married, and it was both of their birthdays as well. So it was a significant date for her. I didn't care which day we got married. And most people go, "Oh, why did you get married during the middle of elk season?" I said, "Here's why. Because my wife said that she did not care if we celebrated our anniversary on our anniversary. She just wanted us to celebrate. So we made sure that we carved out time to celebrate no matter what. And this year was the first year that I was actually at elk camp during our anniversary. So it's the first anniversary that I missed. But this year we also went to Yellowstone National Park, and we stayed in the park, and um, it it was a little bit cheaper to stay at the hotels than during the summer. It was stupid. Don't ever stay at the hotels. It's I don't know, $600 to $1,200. Stay at either the Old Faithful Lodge or where we stayed, which was the Lake Lodge. Very nice. It's still just a hotel room, but it's like 20th century nice, right? So like early 1900s, this was a very nice place to stay. Now I'd say it's just a normal place to stay. It's on the spendy side, but I think we got it for like it was like 200 something bucks one night and 300 something bucks the other night, and averaged out to like 320 bucks a night, something like that. But it was the last nights that they were open, right on the lake shore. So of course it was a little bit cold. It was snowing. It was raining. But we had a good time. We drove around the park. Um, it was a great experience, and we drove from the lodge up to Gardner, Montana. And Gardner, the liquor store there has the supermart there has like you can pick up a stag if you want, but it's 350 bucks. Or you can pick up I think they had like George T. Stagg or a William LaRue Weller. They had something else that was like $800 or $900. Like they have stuff available, but you're gonna pay for it. And they had this. Um, and since my wife and I are big fans of Bunnahabhain, now this is a non-peated Bunnahabhain. Along their standard 12-year release is also non-peated. I do not have one of their peated releases handy. I know I slaughter it. It's in Gaelic. It's the Toy Teach Daha or something like that. It's an awesome whiskey. I think I have one tucked in the back down here, but I'm not sure. You'd have to check on that, or I would have to check on that. But we found this cask string, and so for our anniversary, we got this, and Bunnahabhain's just awesome whiskey in my opinion. Even their non-peated stuff. So my wife and I are kind of peat junkies, but for an Isla whiskey, it is phenomenal. We paid, and this was a pretty awesome price. $66.05 is what we paid in Gardner, Montana for this. And so at that price, I am stoked. For the peated Toy Teach Ada, again, I know that's not right, but that's what I'm going to say. It's Gaelic. So for the peated one that we like, it's normally $56 is what we've been finding it for. So for that, and then the normal 12 years, so not the cask strength, but the normal 12 years, $60. So 60 to $66. $6 more for a cask strength. Yes, please. So, oh no! All right, this is gonna be a process. I can see. Hold on, just a sec. Have no fear. We'll figure this out. That is the first time I have ever shredded a cork. But we'll see if we can get it out without shredding it too much, and then. Nope, we're just cutting it in half. Mother trucker. Ah. This is no bueno. Did I just cut myself? Maybe. Okay, welcome to Whiskey, people. It's funny, because this has never happened before. Oh, I'm just shredding this son of a gun. Thought I had a corkscrew down here. Oh, what else do I have? Getting down here. Be able to get this out. I don't want to push it in. That is the first time I've ever had a cork disintegrate on me. I don't want to push it in. You can hear the glass. Just crinkling. All right, I think got her out without too much going into the whiskey. All right, so there, lesson be learned is one of the problems with real cork. If you can find it, or if you're a distillery and you're listening to me right now, by all means, quit using real cork. There's no reason to use real cork anymore. You need to use synthetic corks that fit the bottles and make sure they are glued really, really well into the cap. But that's a whole nother thing. So let's get into this. Cask strength, Bunnahabhain. I think this is a sherry cask finish. Sherried, nutty, unpeated. 2023 edition. Small batch distilled, or so they say. You can smell the sherry. For $66, this is a fantastic. Bunnahabhain really makes awesome packaging. They got great labels, in my opinion. They're very clean, very nice looking. So you got Bunnahabhain, you got Bruichladdich, that you can get unpeated from Isla. Isla is known for peat, right? So you have Lagavulin, Laphroaig, Bunnahabhain, Bruichladdich. You have Ardnahoe. You have Ardbeg. If anybody knows where I can find an Ardnahoe, man, I have not. They're a newer distillery, and I cannot find them anywhere. I'm pretty sure they might be a Scotland only release, but you can smell the sherry. You can smell the maltiness, which has a sweet malted milk ball kind of smell without the chocolate. Um, you definitely get the sherry in there. You get dark fruit. Now, if you've noticed, I'm really sticking my nose in here. That 120 proof, it's not burning out my nostrils. The ethanol is very tamped down. It's just very fruity, very sweet. It's dark fruit. It's a light sweetness. It's a maltiness, and it's cooking sherry for days. But man, it smells pretty nice. Getting in on the flavor here. Malt forward, sherry forward. There is a sweet vanilla. There's a light caramel drizzle. There is a light white cooking sherry flavor. There is a dark plum up front, but on the back end there's like an apricot. Um, man, man, that's good. Very, very good. If you're a peat hound like myself, this is as far away from that as you can get. This is not the same light fruits that you get from a Highland like you would like oh, what are some of the Glens? Um I'm drawing a blank on the Highland scotches. Some of the Glen Farkless, Glen uh what in the world is the one? I'm picturing it. It's the one that everybody's very familiar with. Um oh, drawing a blank. Too much whiskey for the day. It's not that. This is dark fruit, sweet, um I won't say savory, but it has a body to it, a hefty body to it, depth of flavor, maltiness. Um, and for 12 years, man, that's good. I bet you this is better at 15, but man, that's worth it. A little bit of raisin, like the white grape raisins. Oh, those are good. That matches this nose. Like you open a container of those and you get a bunch of that in here. Um, Plum, prune, yeah, dark fruit, cherry, malt, like that's how it goes in order. Wheat, vanilla, that sweet maltiness, finishes on a dark note with a little bit of proof and ethanol to it. Oh man, for 66 bucks, if you're traveling, if you have a story and an experience and a special occasion, or if you're just a fan of Scotch whiskey, unpeated Scotch whiskey, check out this Bunnahabhain cask strength. It is absolutely phenomenal. It was worth 66 bucks all day long. As far as whiskey goes, stupidly that is a stupidly reasonable price for any whiskey that you could imagine. Whether it's a bourbon, a scotch, or anything else. Um, Absolutely phenomenal. I'm glad we picked it up. This will have a great memory in my mind. My wife and I sitting on the bed playing cards while it's snowing outside. Our first night at the Lake Lodge, our dinner reservation was not until either 8:45 or 9 o'clock. It was something stupid. That was the soonest time. Like you had to book your reservation in advance to get into the Lake Lodge dining area. And like I said, this was the last 2 days that the lodge was open. Food was okay. It wasn't anything phenomenal, but it was okay. And expensive. You know, it was $100 night, but um, we sat in the, I think it's called the map room. I forget what it's called, but there's like a little turret kind of bump out in the lodge that has windows all the way around that looks over the lake. And it was snowing and storms were kind of pushing in. The temperature dropped, and my wife and I were sitting there playing cards. We were ordering drinks. We had a Lefroy and a couple other whiskeys while we were sitting there. And I think, I mean, we sat there from like, the only thing that they don't have is a beautiful fireplace sitting right there forward in that area. You have to go back into the room quite a bit, and they had a fireplace, but they weren't actually using it at the time we were there, which that was kind of a downside too. But it was fun. We were sitting there playing cards, and then we went back to the room, and we continued. We had this whiskey and a couple other bottles with us, and we just sat on the bed and played cards there. There's no TVs or anything in the rooms, so it's a nice, quiet atmosphere playing cards before we went and had our dinner. I mean, it was really just a nice experience, and so that memory is going to make this whiskey even more phenomenal in my mind. But I mean, as far as a non-peated whiskey goes, this is everything you want. It's a high proof whiskey. It was a lot of fun to drink it then, and I'm enjoying this right now. So yeah, there's nothing that I could say now that doesn't reflect what I've previously said, but the malt and the sherry really come forward the more you let this sit. Awesome whiskey, 66 bucks, Gardner, Montana. Drop in the comments down below what you have as far as an experience with this Bunnahabhain 12-year cask strength, if any at all, or any other Bunnahabhain product for that matter. And it's pronounced Bunnahabhain, like the BH makes a V sound, Bunnahabhain. Um, but like I said, we're fans. Our dog is named after this distillery, Boone, we call her for short. Um, Anything else you have to say? Throw it in the comments down below. This is our last video for this shoot. Check us out next time when we come back and we dive into these 5 whiskeys. There are some really interesting things, especially this dragon milk origin here. Hopefully I don't break the bottle. There's some really cool things here that we have to look forward to. So check out those coming videos. As always, thanks for watching. Greatly appreciate pretty much everything. And drop in the comments down below, like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. And thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next video.